Well, hello, and thanks for joining me here on this absolutely gorgeous summer day. Well, where are we today? We're down in Surrey. We're on a big pit, and our target species today is going to be tench and crusions. However, crusions are sort of posing a bit hard to find at the moment. So I've had a week off work, and I've spent 4 days down here. First day, got down here, and I've had about 6 tench and a common of about 16.4. Caught that on a maggot feeder, and that was on a £5 hook length. That gave me a lot of run around. I had that on for about 15 minutes. Really long common, nice to have. No crusions, so loads of tench. Second day came down, and we had about 8 tench, up to about, I think it was about £6 was the best tench then. 1 trout, which is a bit strange really, but talking to the bailiffs and that, apparently they've put loads of trout in. There's no predators in this lake, and the biosystem's really good. Loads of small fry, so what they've decided to do is to keep the small fry down, is to put all these trout in, which is strange seeing all these trout jumping out on the lake. So yeah, I managed to get this trout. I'll show you a photo of that, which was strange. No crusions. So yesterday I came down, day number 3. I was going to film, and I decided not to in that, because there's a lot of effort goes into sort of this sort of filming, and I thought, oh well, just take it easy and I'll do the filming today instead. But so I didn't decide to film. Comes down, and then I've been fishing out. I started wading myself through all the tench again. I had 13 tench all between the day, and then bang, it happened. I found the crusions was really good. First crusion, PB, goes £2 13 ounces, absolutely made up. That was my first fish. Then my second fish, bang, new PB. That was £3 1 ounce, absolutely over the moon, made up. And then third crusion, and that went £3. So two threes and near enough 3. It was absolutely brilliant. So it was a species that I wanted to target. I've been meaning to target the crusions now for about 3 years. And like I say, I thought I'd just get down here and really have a good old go. And like I say, after 3 days, I managed to catch my target species. So yeah, that was a right result. So what I'm going to do is, obviously I'm going to film today, see how we get on. I'm sure we'll catch plenty of tench. Hopefully we can find some crusions. However they are a bit hard to find on here. So not promising anything, but you never know. Keep your fingers crossed. So right, I'm going to stop waffling now, get my kit out and get this sorted. So I'll see you in a bit. Toodaloo. Right folks, good news is I'm back in the swim I was in yesterday, so hopefully if the fish are still there, that'll be good. So I'm all marked up, I know the distances, I know what's out in front of me, yeah, so all's looking good for some bites. Hopefully we might be able to find those crusions. I'm sure, like I said, we'll be able to find the tench, get some good footage on there. And what I'm going to do is show you the tactics, my kit, on how I go about catching them, so hopefully it's all useful to you. So right, keep watching. Right, rod wise today. I got a 1.5 pound test curve barbel rod. Actually, I quite like to use the barbel rod. It's quite a through action rod, 12 foot. 2 of those on the bite alarms. Reel wise, I got some Shimano 510s, and that's loaded up with 9 pound line, because there are some big carp in here, as I told you earlier. I had that 16, so you do want something with a little bit of grunt that you might have to back up on. So you know, for bringing in some big carp, so that's what I got there. And then going down to my hook length, I've got a small piece of lead cord down to a method feeder, a fish and method feeder, and that's obviously free running there, but it's just got a little bit, it comes off very easily, so there is a little bit of resistance there, so it sort of gives you that sort of bolt rig effect. And I'm going fake all the way today. So I've got a couple of little fake grubs on there, 2 little fake casters on a very small, I think it's a size 12 barbless hooks. That's the rules on this lake. and on the other rod I'm going to use this this cone system, which I'll show you a little bit later on there. Very similar, same rod, same line, everything else is all the same, just that the end tackles are a little bit different. I'll show you that. I'll show you how to make the ground bait mix up now. Right, time to mix some ground bait, and I like to do this prior to setting everything else up, so all the waters are sort of going into the ground bait and making that ready for you to fish. So what you want to do is just get yourself a good quality ground bait, method mix. You don't need a lot in there. I see I'm only using this sort of cone system and the little method feeder, so I'm not going to use a lot today. So what I like to do, rather than just put lake water in, I like to get myself some liquid additives, put them in a jar, and then get the lake water, put that in there, 50-50 mix, and then keep that with you all day, and then you can top that up, because it is going to go dry through the day, especially today with the sunshine. So as I said before, you don't need a lot of water. A little bit of water goes a long way, so just keep mixing that up till it's like we showed you when we were doing the barbel video, just enough so it's just tacky really. What it will do, it will ball up. So what I have done is brought a riddle. What I like to do is, once I've got that sort of ready, is to put that through the riddle, which I'll find that in a sec. I'll show you how that comes out. That makes it really nice and fluffy then, and then we've got these big lumps in it. We've left that for 5 minutes, and as you can see it's got quite a few lumps in it, but you don't really want that. Some of the areas it's got a bit more water and flavours than others, so just give that a little mix. So what you want to do is get yourself one of these maggot riddles, which are pretty handy actually. So I'll tip that out, put it over your bowl, and just aggravate that, stir that in, and then all the finer parts is going to go through the mesh and make that really sort of nice and fluffy. Put the air in that actually, and that's what you want. So keep that going, and then hopefully that'll sort out all the lumps, and you can see all those lumps there, and that's the bits you don't want. So don't throw that in the hedge, or just throw it in the side there, because a lot of these lakes are sort of having problems with rats and things like that. So I'm going to put that in a bag and take that home and feed it to the birds on the bird table actually when I get home. So right, so what we got now, we've got a nice fluffy mix there. It sort of holds quite well, and when that goes in the water, as you can see, that's going to break down nice, and that's going to be perfect on those method feeders. So rod number 2, slightly different on the end tackle. So once again, I've got a short length of about a foot of lead coral there. I like that, that just sort of sinks it down, just holds it sort of flat on the bottom, which is nice. And then that's going down to a 2 ounce square inline lead, and that's sort of semi-fit. As you can see, that comes out. It's very similar to the other rig, free running, so if you do get a crack off or anything like that, you get snapped up, the fish isn't going to be tethered, safety at all times, and that can break away. So then I've got a small sort of tail rubber in there which sort of grips up, which is quite nice. I've got that down to these little clips, as you can see there, and then I've just got a small piece of braid, same as the other thing, and once again on the fakes, a little small piece of fake corn, the smallest bit of fake corn you can imagine, on a size 12 barbless once again. That little, I think they're called snap clips, something like that. Struggling there, won't we? Right, so that comes off very easily, and as you can see, it's you just thread that back there, and then that hooks back in there, and then you just clip that back on like so. All will come apparent very soon why we do that. So right, that's number 2. I'll show you how to bake this one up, something a little bit different, and a method that I've had a lot of success with. So right, I'm going to detach your hook length, you can see there, all detached. Right, these are little Guru cone systems. You get yourself a little bait needle, you get a cone system like that. I think they come in 3 sizes. This is the largest size. What you do, put that in your mix, you squeeze that both ends like so, squeeze that in so that you're compressing your ground bait method mix in, and you get your little bait needle, You push that through, like so. And what you do is you pull your hook length right through that. And what you do then is actually pull that right through and actually embed your hook bait actually into that mix. So then you pop that out and you've got a lovely little cone's worth of bait, not too much, good for not introducing too much bait on sort of shy feeding fish. So that go out, imagine that hit the bottom of the lake, and then the fish are going to come in and they're all going to start attacking that. That will breaks down and your bait, so once that's broke down like that, of course your bait's actually in the middle of that, which is lovely, and then the fish come in there, bang, hopefully you've got yourself a nice fish. So yeah, this is it's a great method for just introducing small amounts of bait into a swim. So then, reattach your hook length, making sure that you take your cone off, because I've done that. If I had £1 for every time I've left that on there, not cast it out, I've realised I've left it on there. I have to remove it last thing. So right, put it through your clip. As you can see, those clips are brilliant. They're so quick and easy to attach. So there we go. That's ready to go out into your swim and hopefully catch us some tench or one of those elusive crucians. Right, let's load this flat feeder up. So right, a little bit of a brown bait in there. I don't like to actually put the grubs actually into the bait mix. I like to leave that sort of tailing out about an inch or so. Fill that in up to a nice level. Bring in your flat feeder, gently push that down, pressure that, and then pull that out. Just finish it off, just do it a little bit extra. And that's the finished article, and there we go. Right, what is important is making sure you're accurate casting every time. So what I tend to do is to employ 2 old bank sticks, and what I do is I put these apart about 6 foot apart. And what I tend to do is I use these as my marker sticks. So not your usual 12 foot like a lot of carp anglers do, because some of the swims, especially on this lake, are very sort of small and very restricted. So if you're doing like 12 foot, you'd have a hard job to do your wraps. So I tend to sort of double up then. So I'm doing 6 foot wraps, and that's quite important. And like I say, I'm just wrapping these up and then just using the line clip to clip up and then casting out to my spots. So I know how many wraps there. I sort of mark that down in the book. Keep that sort of there, ready for next time I come down, which has been handy for today, because you know, I was on the spots yesterday. I come down and I know how far to cast out. So yeah, it's vital that you're on those spots all the time. So and you're introducing very small little bits of feed. So I'm not going to overfeed it today. That could kill the swim. So I will later on, maybe if it does die, spom out some maggots and castor just to see if I get the crucians interested. So yeah, very important. Accuracy is going to be number 1 today. Right, that's everything done. Rods are out, kit's sorted. By the way, make sure when you are fishing there you've got your bait runners on, because when you do get a take, they don't have to whiz off, as hopefully you'll see a little bit later. Right, time to get the kettle on and have a nice deserved cup of tea. First fish. As you can see, puts a good bend in the rod. This is the tench, definitely. I was just decided to get the spom rod out and spom some maggot over my right hand rod. Caught me a bit unaware actually, this one. About to. A nice scrap up actually. As you can see. I don't know how to hang on. Fighting like a tench. Yeah, like I say, 1.5 pound Tesco barbel rods, and they're quite a through action. So as you can see, they have a nice action, nice way to play a fish. Yeah, nice tench actually. Right, landing it. As you can see, I wasn't very prepared for this one. Right. Right old fight up. I just love this tench fishing in the summer. It's so strong. Hold on. Right. That's the first one in the net. Let's get the unhooking mat ready and I'll show you in a bit of detail. As I was saying, to catch these crucians, you've got to go for a few tench. This is a lovely green male tench. We're not going to weigh it. We're looking at about, what's that, 4.5 pound? Look at that, absolute summer glory. Beautiful tench. Let's say it's a male fish. Gave up right, I'll scrap that. And that one was on the, yeah, that was the inline bolt rig. So, right, thank you very much. Right, well, the weather sort of changed. As soon as we got here, it got really hot, if I'm honest, and sort of scuppered our chances of sort of having a decent day's fishing. So, you know, that's the second fish I've had in about 4 hours. So, really quiet. So, what I did do is I sort of noticed that there was some fish rising further out. So, I'm now going out longer, and I'm going to try that. Like I say, it's been hot today. I'm not expecting anything till I'll probably give it a couple more hours actually before it sort of turns on, and hopefully we can start picking some fish up as evening gets in and things cool down a little bit. So yeah, so fingers crossed we might be able to do something there. Well, it's definitely the biggest tench of the day. Oh, that's a nice fish actually. Right. Well, like I said, definitely the biggest tench of the day. I think anybody would be happy with that. Right, let's just a bit close. There you go. Look at that. That's a nice one of the more yellow tench rather than the real sort of dark green. But what's that? I think that's about £6. Yeah, definitely the biggest of the day. Right, good morning. Well, the eagle-eyed amongst you will notice it's another day, day 2. Had a great day yesterday, all those tench. No crucians, as I said to you before, they are quite hard to find, so what I thought I'd do is film a second day to see if we can bag ourselves one of them nice crucians. We're going to deploy exactly the same tactics today as we did yesterday. Only addition is I've got some dead maggots. I'm going to spawn them out. Fishing a different swim. Got lily pads in this swim, which I'll show you a bit later, which hopefully is hold near some of the crucians. So I'm going to spawn these out and see what we get on today. Hopefully we might be able to catch one of them crucians. I'm sure we'll catch some more tench. Right, see you in a bit. We're back on the tench. So, ladies and gentlemen, just had a tench. Whilst I was photographing that and returning that, I just had a belter on my left hand rod, and guess what, we got ourselves a crucian. That looks a good crucian as well. Now my PB is £3 1 ounce. Don't think this is quite going to do it actually, but could be a 3. So right, let's get out and let's have a look. Oh, it was a cracking fish actually. Well made up. Oh yes. Right, let's just weigh it first, then I'll show you the fish in all its glory. So, 0 the scales. Let's see where our little bar of gold's going to go. And, keep you in suspense. I won't let you see the fish until I've actually weighed it. So, right, here we go. £2.13. Not quite a 3. Alright. Just show you. There we go. Just one sec. There we go, £2, 13 oz of pure gold. That's what we came for. None yesterday, 7 tench, and now we got our first crucians. Absolutely prehistoric looking. Right, let's get this one back. Hopefully we'll have a few more. So what a cracking fish that was. Absolutely well made up over that. And I'm so glad I got it on film for you guys to see. Pity we didn't get the take. I was busy putting the other tench back. But anyway, we got one. And that's the main thing, and I got it on film for you. Anyway, it's been a bit quiet, so I had to spruce things up a little bit, so I just had a little bit of a change round. So I've made myself a small, a new rig, and I've got away from the caster. As you know, I was on the caster, and what I've got now is 2 fake maggot on a hair rig, on a size, what's that, size 12, Gardner Talon hook. And we got some really heavy braid, and that's called a dark matter in the 20 pound, and that's quite heavy, so that's going to hog the bottom. And that's what I'm trying to do, is to try and get that on the bottom. But these are sort of semi buoyant, so they're just off the bottom there. This is a bit of debris out there, so yeah, I think that's actually induced the crucian to take the bait, because I've got all those dead maggots out there, and you can imagine they're sitting there, and they look like the dead maggots as well. So yeah, didn't want the caster, definitely wanted the maggots. Right, got to get this back out there and see if we can get maybe a 3. You never know. I've been a bit greedy now. Right, it's 8:30, and didn't think we was going to catch another one, so got ourselves another crucian, and don't think it's quite as big. More scales. That didn't want to work. Right, let's have a look at there. Moment of truth. Second crucian of the day. Oh, £3, £3 3 ounces. Unbelievable. That's a new PB. Oh dear. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Ah, oh, brilliant. Yes. Well, looking at all the other ones I've had, I didn't expect that. I expected that to be a bit smaller. So there she is. £3 3 ounces. So new PB for me. Yeah. Fantastic, look at that. Prehistoric looking fish. Golden colours with those red fins. There's nothing more prettier than that. Well, not in my eyes anyway. 3-3. That's 3 3s I've had. And £2 £13. So wow, I'm well made up. Right, let's put her back to rest, and I'll show you in a little bit more detail. Look at that, absolutely perfection. Beautiful fins. That is absolutely in A1 condition. Lovely lateral line down here. Got a big rudder actually for a small fish, and they tend to they don't fight really hard until you get them right in close. Oh, look at that, that's absolutely gorgeous. I'll put scales there so it actually puts into perspective on how big that is actually. There you go. Brilliant. The end of a great session, and we go and finish with a brace of tench. After all those tench we've been wading through to catch those crucians. Ironic that I can't catch two on the last knockings. So right, it's been a really good session. I've really enjoyed making this one. It's been great to catch those two crucians for you, which I want to come back and show you today. One being my PB, which absolutely, I'm really made up with that. That's absolutely great, and especially to get it on camera for you guys. So right, nothing more for me to say, and thanks very much for watching, and hope the tactics have shown you how to go about catching these, and you can deploy them in your fishing. So please like my video, please subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Tow lines.